Hey everybody, what's up y'all? Welcome back to my channel, TammyTalks here. Let's get into the latest episode of Bel-Air. If you're brand new to my channel, I do breakdowns of various TV shows, both scripted and reality, interjecting my own thoughts, opinions, and theories into each and every recap. So, if you enjoy that type of content, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads from any of the shows that I do recaps on. Thumbs up the video if you enjoy it, and then hop into the comment section as always so we can talk about what happened in this episode. So this is Bel-Air, season 1, episode 4, Canvas. And for those of you that don't know where to watch Bel-Air, it is on Peacock. It's $4.99 a month. I don't think it's that bad. I'm cool with paying for Peacock just because I know that the Best Man TV show, once that starts the series, that's going to be on Peacock as well. So I'm cool with paying for it so far, for now. So the episode starts off with Carlton and Uncle Phil playing chess. And Carlton ends up winning. And he said, Phil tells him that you could have beat me 3 moves ago. Carlton's little cocky ass was like, actually, I could have beat you 5 moves ago. Oh, my shirt is dirty. I could have beat you 5 moves ago. But it's good, friendly, good father-son banter. So they, Phil tells him that he's excited that Will and Carlton are going to be going out, pounding the pavement, registering voters for the upcoming election because we know that Phil is running for DA of LA County. So Carlton decides to make a deal. He wants to know that if him and Will can register 30 voters, if he can get tickets to like a Monaco, some type of like race, expensive ass race car, race or something. And Phil tells him, how about 50? Carlton says deal. And Phil was like, you should have settled for 40. Basically, whatever is going to get y'all to get out, work together with your cousin, get these voters, because he's not connecting with the black voters who we saw when he was on the Big Boy radio show. People see him as not relatable because of the amount of money that he has, the wealth that he possesses. So Will is at school. He runs into Lisa, and they're talking about how Will is in the art history class that Aunt Viv has made him take. So he's asking Lisa for some help. Lisa loves art. She said her mom was a big fan of like all these different artists. And then Will finds out that Lisa's mother died from lupus. And he's like, oh, I had no idea. You never told me about it. And she said, well, she only talks about her mother with people that knew her because they can appreciate, the love, compassion, just everything about her. So Will said, well, we're friends now. Thanks for being my friend. They have a nice little bond. Whether it turns into anything romantic kind of remains to be seen. But for now, they're like, it's just good for Will to have a friend outside of jazz that, he goes to school with. So the entire time we see this man that's in the car that is watching Will. And I said, oh Lord, Rashad is doing the absolute most. I guess what would concern me is like, they're worried about Will. So you get Will out of the city, right? Is Vi not concerned about her own well-being? Because I would think that she would have moved to Bel-Air too. If Rashad is out on the if Rashad is out like looking for Will and looking at Ashtray and all this other stuff, why wouldn't they be a little concerned about Vi's well-being? But TV. So we then see Trey calls Will to tell him that Rashad knows he's in LA. Will is worried about, well, how does he know? Because you were on ESPN, because you balled out in that last game. It's not Trey running his mouth. It's no one talking. It's just that you wound up on ESPN. So Will tells him that he has to, like, he'll take care of it, because Trey is nervous. Now, he already got beat up twice and shot, so he's nervous. Will tells him, don't worry, I'll fix it. So I like that Will has matured enough. He goes straight to Uncle Phil. Uncle Phil's not there, so he talks to Geoffrey. Geoffrey said, I know what the deal is. Rashad Denson? I'll handle it. I said, okay, Geoffrey with the Olivia Pope tease, get it handled. So Will is kind of looking at Geoffrey like, what? And Geoffrey is so sexy with the way that he moves. He's suave. He said, I'm going to handle it. I'm going to take care of it. Don't even worry about it. Crossed his legs and went back to drinking his coffee. I said, I know that's right, Geoffrey. Let him know you run this shit here. You're not worried about nothing. So we then see Hillary is doing a bunch of different Zoom interviews because she wants to join a content creator house. So I've heard about these where they're all living together, building off of each other, building with each other, bouncing ideas off of each other to kind of tap into each other's followers, like they're following their fan bases to kind of build themselves up higher. So Hillary is kind of missing the mark because she's focusing so much on, I have the black market, I have the black target audience, I have the black. And while that's dope and great, it kind of limited her in what they felt that she would actually bring to the house, right? Because black viewers don't just look at black content creators. You know what I mean? We do, but for a lot of us, that's not solely who we look at, if that makes sense. So she's kind of missing the mark because if all you have to bring in is a sole black fan base, you're not going to be that much of an asset to some of the other creators in the house. So she is like striking out. You can tell she's kind of bummed out about that because she really wants to prove her mom wrong, get out of the house, make it on her own, and not have to depend on her parents' money. So we see Vivian is unpacking some stuff because she wants to get back into painting. Her friend, one of her sorors, has talked her up to where she feels like, why did I step away? You know what I mean? From creating. So her friend tells her that there is this, art reviewer or curator who is going to be putting together like a gallery exhibit or writing some articles where he's going to be going back and re-examining some artists that are getting back into the craft. So Vivian, I guess, was like up there with the top of the top as far as like black artists went. And while she used to hate being compared to them, now she is like wishing she would be mentioned in the same space as them. So her friend tells her, girl, say the word and I can make a call and we can get you back up in this thing doing what you like to do. So Will is sitting at the piano, and in real life Will Smith can play the piano. So sitting at the piano, and him and Hillary have this moment where she didn't know he could play because they really don't know a lot about Will. So he tells her that he took lessons from a woman at church, but because he didn't have a piano at home, his mom drew the keys on paper for him, and that's how he was able to like really practice, which is probably a really, really good idea, to at least work on, the fingers and stuff like that. So she talks to him, her and Will have a moment, and she's saying how she wants to move out, but she can't move out because she can't afford to live the way that she wants to live. And Will is like, oh, okay. Will is like, oh, okay, so you can't live the way you want to. You're back living poor, whatever. I love him and Hillary's relationship on here because she is more it kind of mirrors the old show before too, but she's extremely down to earth when it comes to Will. She's been the most welcoming, the most inviting, so it's good to see that Will has at least some ally in his house that's close to his age. So we see that Will meets up with Aunt Viv and tells her that he wants to make a deal, getting advice from Hillary, that if him and Carlton work together good, can he fly Trey out? She's worried about what's going on back in Philly. He was like, no, it's just like survivor's remorse. I got out of here. Trey didn't, whatever. She tells him, yeah, if him and Carlton do what they need to do, get along, Trey can come by the end of the week. So Vivian is with Phil, and they're giving all the kids the assignments. All right, Will and Carlton, y'all are going to go door to door. Ashley and Hillary, y'all are going to go and go to businesses, and then me and your mom, we are going to work on meeting with other leaders in the community. Vivian keeps making little smart ass remarks. She really don't want to do it. Excuse me. She really don't want to do it. So Phil tells her like, "Yo, sarcasm, G," and she's like, "No. I'm just joking." And he's like, "That's fine, but there's been some polling things that have come out, and you're kind of tanking in the polls because of the sarcastic arrogance that exudes off of you." And he tells her kind of, "I need you to just let me shine." Basically, stop doing all this extra japping that you're doing so that we can get to what we're trying to accomplish. So she acknowledges that because I guess when she was doing her art stuff, Phil tells her that I let you take the lead and I just kind of play my position in the background, basically, which is what I need you to do right now. So we see Carlton's way of going up, vote for Philip Banks, is not working. And Will tells him it's because you're talking to everybody with the same cookie cutter speech, telling everybody to pick between two whack ass candidates. And Carlton is mad, and Will was like, "Just admit that you need me." So they're going to go with Will's way of trying to attract more people because, they both want something out of this playing nice together. Ashley and Hillary are out going to business. They walk into a record store, see Jazz there. We find out that Jazz owns the place, used to be his uncle's, but he now owns the place. Hillary's asking him about his social media presence. Jazz doesn't even have an Instagram. So she's like, "What?" So she's helping him create like a video to promote the record store. Meanwhile, Ashley is still texting some of these little secret people. And it's some kids that she met, like an online gaming group, and she slips off to go hang out with them. So while this is all going on, Philip and Vivian meet with some community leaders. And he refers to Vivian as an ex-artist. One of the women is like, "That's where I know you from. You created the mural on the side of this school. I used to teach there." Vivian is upset that Uncle Phil called her an ex-artist. She said, "Because you don't stop being an artist." I said, "I know that's right, rude." And he was like, "I just meant you're not doing it professionally. Like, I didn't mean anything by it whatsoever." So she tells him that he's playing it too safe with these leaders. You need to find out what the black voters want, talk directly to them, stop worrying about who you're going to offend, because if you don't have the black community behind you to vote for you, you're not going to win this. So she tells him, address some issues for them more directly, start talking to them, and basically not at them about your campaign. Meanwhile, Geoffrey pops up on Ashley like, come on home. So as Geoffrey is just that dude, okay, basically, where Geoffrey is everywhere. He's everywhere. So he tells Ashley, "Look, you don't have to lie about this. Your parents would be happy that you're breaking out of this Bel-Air bubble. But you can't be out here sticking and moving the way that you're going because you don't know who is using you to try to get money from your parents, to try to extort your parents." Because Geoffrey has just got done from meeting up with the same guy that was watching Will, so that guy is basically just security, tells him that we done gave Rashad $10,000. He is still becoming a problem. So I need your people in Philly to handle it. And he was like, "Well, how much is Rashad asking for now?" He said, "I don't know and I don't care because we're not giving it to him. Handle it." I said, Ooh, Geoffrey. So Carlton is mad that Will is like killing it with getting all the signatures, right? Because Will has more personality. He's a little bit more charismatic. Carlton is upset because he said that Will is talking about Blue Lives Matter. Will is calling it racist. He's slandering the opponents. And Will is like, so what? Is getting everybody to vote. So it turns into Carlton telling Will that he knew he was on bullshit from the moment he came in. He's a better con artist than him and all this type of stuff. And Carlton was so stuck on the why did you really come here? Because I know your friend Trey got arrested and all it got shot and all this other stuff. And it's like, Carlton, shut up. You are such a hater and basically for no reason whatsoever. Like it's unnecessary the hate that Carlton is putting on Will. Like, ooh, it's so annoying. So meanwhile, Will leaves from leaves from Carlton, goes over to Jazz's spot. And he's sitting there talking to him, and Jazz reminds him, look, you gotta get along good with your cousin, right? If you don't, Trey is just out of luck. So I like that Jazz is like this voice of reason for Will. Where it's like, you want this to happen. Like you set up a goal, you got to kind of work with your cousin so that you can get your friend out here to like help yourself out. You know what I mean? So Will goes and meets up with Carlton and tells him, look, let's work opposite sides of the street. We're not going to agree. We're not going to change each other's minds. Basically, let's agree to disagree. So they work opposite sides of the street and Carlton is bombing as usual. But Will is killing the game. He's cutting grass. He's holding dogs. He's having, lemonade with old ladies. And Will tells Carlton basically that he told everybody, come on down to the skating rink. It's open to the public. My uncle's going to cover concessions and admission so you guys can address the issues there. Carlton was like, this was a private event. So Will is like, so what? This is a great way to connect with the people. He goes home, presents the idea to Uncle Phil, who was like, now we have to return all the money to everybody who thought that this was just going to be like a private, exclusive event. Vivian tells him this is what you need to talk to the public, connect more with the people, the constituents that you need to direct votes for. So let's do it. Carlton was sitting there smirking because he thought that Uncle Phil wasn't going to go for it, but he actually does. So we're at the skating rink. It's going along well. Geoffrey invited Ashley's little friends. He done vetted these kids. And they're there. So she now has a group of friends that aren't just from her Bel-Air bubble that have like interests with her. Will gets into it with Lisa because he found out that her father is a cop. He was in the restroom. Her father came out dressed in his uniform. He's upset at that because Will really has some PTSD. So Lisa doesn't understand why it's a big issue. She said, you never even told me about your dad. He said, because I don't know the nigga. How about that? I don't know him. So I said, why y'all fighting? Will, why are you mad that she didn't tell you her dad was a cop? I don't meet people and tell them what my parents do either. Granted, my parents aren't cops, but I never met people and off rip told them what my parents did for a living either. So we then see Phil is like talking with everybody, and he's like, this event is for you to bring to me what issues you want to address, not for me to talk at y'all. Bring up whatever you want to bring up. And the issue of defunding the police comes up. Phil said that he thinks that is the right thing to do, said that it's time for change, and he doesn't care if that offends the mayor or the LAPD because the district attorney's office should be working for them and not for the state. Should be working for the people. And Lisa's father said in there like this, oh yeah? Okay. I said, I don't know what that meant for the two of them back and forth, but it wasn't exactly a friendly exchange, friendly glance. So we get back to the house, and Hillary has gotten into one of the influencer houses. They were impressed with the work she did with Jazz's Instagram account. And then Vivian is just like, what kind of strings are attached to that? And I would like to know that as well. Because Hillary is like, everything is free and we all just live there. Girl, you about to be giving up some of the proceeds from your YouTube or your TikTok or however that works. But it's not going to be just you getting stuff for free. So then Will calls Trey to tell him he's going to be coming to LA because Vivian told him, yep, you can bring Trey. And Trey is like, word, we got to celebrate because our problems are solved. Rashad is dead. I said, oh yeah? He apparently got shot up in the club. Now Will is concerned. Trey is happy because now he can, probably sleep at night. So Geoffrey done had that man killed. I said, Geoffrey? Okay. Okay. So yeah, that was episode 4 of Bel-Air. Still a really, really good show. I'm thoroughly, thoroughly enjoying it. I like the change in the characters. So let me know how you guys felt about this episode and then the series overall. If you have not already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. And I will catch you guys in the next one.